For more, we're going to speak now to our correspondent in Beirut, Rawad Taha. Hi, Rawad. So tell us more about the funeral procession today, what has happened already, and what else is on the agenda.
So, in particular, we're looking at a massive funeral, perhaps the second of its kind here in Lebanon. In terms of the number of people, it is estimated that at least 300,000 people are participating today in that funeral, including people from Lebanon as well as people from the region, in particular from countries where active political groups and militias are affiliated with Iran, visitors from Iraq, visitors from Yemen, and other countries as well as from Tehran itself. In terms of the size of the crowd, this is one of the largest funerals ever held in Lebanon, perhaps compared to that of former Prime Minister Rafiq al-Hariri, who was assassinated in the year of 2005. In particular, as we speak now, people are marching from the stadium where the first part of today's funeral took place. They are marching roughly 3 to 4 kilometers away from the stadium to the burial site, which is located very close to Beirut's international airport, where flights have been halted since noon hours. In particular, during the ceremony at the stadium, we witnessed the Israeli jets, a number of Israeli jets, F-16s and F-35s, flying at a very low, unprecedented altitude in a show of force that was explicitly mentioned by Israel's own defense minister in a tweet shortly after the incident occurred.
So, Rawad, you mentioned the size of this funeral procession. We were seeing some live pictures of that as it was happening just moments ago. What does the sheer size of this funeral suggest about Hezbollah's influence and popularity post Nasrallah? And also, what is the Israeli military show of force, as you described there, suggest about, Lebanon's direction in the future?
In particular, this show of force from both sides is very important. This is Hezbollah's first main event since this last war, which saw an unprecedented number of assassinations of most of its senior commandership, including two former Secretary Generals, Hassan Nasrallah and Hashim Safieddin, as well as the entire leadership of the Radwan elite force, which was also killed during this war. A very significant number of young fighters were also killed. Most of the border villages were completely devastated and destructed, as well as damage in Beirut's southern suburbs. So this show of force by Hezbollah is very important, both for the region and for Lebanon in particular, especially after we saw the election of President Joseph Aoun, which took place shortly after the war. He was not initially supported by Hezbollah. Then we saw the nomination of the prime minister, who was also not initially supported by Hezbollah. So first, this is a message for the local Lebanese landscape that we're still here, we're still there, we still have our support base despite everything that happened. When it comes to the Israeli show of force, it is also very telling that simultaneously as the speech by Hezbollah's new Secretary General, Naim Qassem, was taking place, Lebanon witnessed a number of Israeli airstrikes in different parts of the country, in particular in southern Lebanon and in the Bekaa Valley. So this is also a message from the Israelis that whoever is taking decisions in Hezbollah today better take those decisions in a very careful way and not go into any other adventure against Israel, because we still have the upper hand after this last war and after these new rules of engagement have been set. So, in particular, the question that Hezbollah itself needs to answer is what role will it want to play over the next period? Will it try to reestablish itself as a military organization or as a militia that is a state within a state in Lebanon, or is there really a chance for Hezbollah to transition into a political movement that is functional within the Lebanese political landscape, just like any other political party, without any major influence in the region across Syria, Iraq, Yemen, and other parts of the Middle East.
Rawad Taha reporting in Beirut. Thank you very much.